Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing today? I hope and pray everyone is having a wonderful week thus far. I am wearing a purple rubber band in my hair to represent um, National Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Because as we know, October is National Domestic Violence Awareness Month, right? Hey, Sharissa. And so it is also National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and it's also, excuse me, Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month, right? So one other thing it is also Financial Planning Month. So I know we all don't talk a lot about our financial planning and all of that, but tonight, we may dive a little bit into that. But I just wanted to welcome everyone to Wind Down Wednesdays with your girl Javita. Today, I got a fun fact for you. Today is National Liquor Day, right? So, like I said on Wine Down Wednesdays, you drink the beverage of your choice in a wine glass. My beverage of choice today is Crown with some ginger ale to give it some sparkly, some bubbly, and plus it's the middle of the week, right? So don't need it too straight, right? So anyway, again, I would like to welcome everyone to Wine Down Wednesdays with Javita. I am So, for those who don't know me, I am Javita, and I help single moms overcome the challenges that comes with being a single mom, so that she can reduce stress, find time for herself, and live a life full of love and abundance. I empower women to live confident, authentic lives unapologetically. So, tonight's topic is financial planning. Like, are you financially fit? And I know when you hear the word financially fit, some of us, not saying everybody, but some people may think, well, does that mean do I have a lot of money? Like, does that mean do I not have a lot of money? Does that mean, am I making ends meet? You have so many different things that could mean financially fit to you. But tonight we're going to really focus on just some ways that you can become financially fit, in my opinion, what I think everyone needs to know. And some of these things aren't really taught to us along the way. Some of these things we learn in our adult life. And we probably need to teach our children this, as they come up, because they're not really teaching this type of thing in school, right? They're not, I don't remember. And I've been in school and I brought a son through school. And I don't remember him coming and saying, hey, we're learning how to budget in school today. I don't remember that. Now, if they have classes like that now, great. That's awesome. But as for us growing up, I don't even remember taking a budgeting class. I remember, you learn the basics of economics and basic economics. Y'all see, maybe a crown. Now I'm joking. But basic accounting, basic economics, you don't go in depth with a lot of stuff. So we as parents, we have to teach our kids to know what it means to be financially fit, and financially fit in the way you see them needing to be financially fit, because when they go out into the world, they need to know how to manage their household. They need to know how to manage their finances. They need to know how to just manage their overall life. And that's what we need to teach them, because they learn from us. They truly learn from us. And I know on several occasions, as I was balancing my checkbook, I was sitting down paying bills, I did this in front of my son. I had him help me. Actually, I had him actually doing the balancing for me. So he can learn that you have to learn how to manage. It's like personal management, basically. You have to know how to manage your life, and finances is a big part of it. So our focus today is, are you financially fit? And here are three questions I think everyone should ask themselves. And the first one is, do you live off of a budget? Do you live off of a budget? Do you monitor what comes in and out every day, every month? Let's say every month, because some people may not be as anal as I am and watch the bank account every day. But do you monitor what goes in and out? Do you know that number? Do you know that amount? First, if you don't know what you're bringing in, and you don't know what you're going out, what's going out, then you're in trouble. And I say that because that means you have no clue of your financial status. You are not financially fit if you do not know the answer to that. Everyone should know how much money they are bringing into their home and how much money leaves their home. They should know that, because once you know the basics of what goes in and what goes out, then you can actually budget your life accordingly. And do you know what to budget for? Like, what's important to you? I was always taught that I needed to make sure I had a roof over my head, which means rent, mortgage must get paid, right? Must make sure I had all my utilities. That means I needed my lights, my water, lights and water. I think that's about it. And gas, if some of you have gas, right? I need to make sure lights, water, gas, AC, heat, whatever the case may be, I need to make sure that was covered. The next thing, make sure I have food. You know, that was another necessity you need to make sure. This is all before all of this other stuff comes into play. And lastly was making sure, you know, technically that I had some clothes on my back and I had transportation. Those are the five big things that I was taught to make sure that I cover with the money that I bring into my household, right? So all the other stuff like cable, these other services you have, you know, just other things like that, that comes after you make sure you cover that. If you cover your bases, then you know, okay, I have this, I know what's coming out, because you know this amount, you know it's coming out, and you know you have to live, and you need to live. You need to have a place to stay. You need to have a roof over your head. You need to have lights. You need to have water. You need to have transportation. You need to have food and you need to have clothes. You just have to have those things. So, and you don't need a lot of clothes because you can buy some, start rotating some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because shirts, you just do a lot of stuff. But that's how you start your budget. So you have to ask yourself, do you live off of a budget? Now, for years, I've lived off of a pseudo budget, but I never really budgeted for groceries. I never did that. And let me tell y'all, that has been the hardest thing I've ever started doing, was budgeting for groceries. Because I never put a limit to it. I'm like, I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna eat. I gotta eat. So I'm gonna make sure I have the money to eat. But I never actually sat down and made a plan to do that. And it's a struggle, but I have to ask myself, do I live within a budget? And the answer to that is yes, I do. But you need to ask yourself that, because that's one way to start becoming financially fit, is living within your means and living within a budget. And when you see that, you know, you have more going out than you have coming in, you know, you have to make some adjustments along the way. Not saying that you can't have fun, because you budget for everything. If you budget for everything, tell your money where to go, you will be good to go. Trust me, it works. Budgeting works. The next thing I think that helps people become more financially fit is, do you have an emergency fund? Anything in case of emergency, so that you don't have to use a credit card, you don't have to get a loan or anything like that. I had to learn that the hard way, because I never really thought about having an emergency fund. I saved, but I never had a fund specifically for emergencies. So that's another thing, you know, we need to teach our kids to have an emergency fund that you go to in case of emergencies only. Because when you just never know what comes up. Some, you may get sick, have to go to the doctor. At least you have an emergency fund for that. You know, so you have to make sure you have an emergency fund. If you don't have an emergency fund, then start working on it. Look at your budget and see, you know, how you can work towards having an emergency fund. And so the third thing that I think that people need to ask themselves as they try to become financial, as they strive, not even try, because the goal is to become financially fit. As they strive to become financially fit is, are you saving for retirement? Because who wants to work their entire lives? You know, we all want to enjoy retirement. We want to retire and not have to worry about, how am I going to pay for this, pay for that? How am I going to live? You know, you have to do that. And if you are not saving for retirement, I suggest you do so. You start it now. Even if you just start small, putting $5 away in some account or something like that. You just have to start. Start somewhere. But those are the three things that I think are very important when it comes to trying to become financially fit. When you ask yourself, am I financially fit? Am I living within a budget? Am I living on a budget? Okay, yeah, okay, I can check that. Do I have an emergency fund, or am I striving towards getting an emergency fund? Because then you're on your way to becoming financially fit. And are you saving for retirement? Because you don't want to work, you don't want to do all of this and live within this budget and then not be able to enjoy yourself in retirement. Now, in all of that, like those are the three big things, but in all of that, if you have a lot of debt, you need to get rid of your debt and focus on just what you need, what you can pay with the funds that you have coming in. You have to plan better. And I know a lot of us aren't planners because we weren't taught to plan. We weren't taught to plan for different things like this, especially our finances. A lot of us weren't taught that. There might be some people who were taught to plan for finances, but I know there are a lot of people who probably were not taught to plan their finances. So you just have to like ask yourself those three questions because we're all about that next level living. And we all are trying to live our next level lives. And one way to live our next level lives is to make sure we're financially fit. And it doesn't mean that you're rich. It doesn't mean, and rich can mean so many things to so many different people, but it doesn't mean that you have a whole lot of money. That means you're financially fit. No, because you can have a whole lot of money and still don't know how to manage your money. So that doesn't mean you're financially fit. You know, you can have a whole lot of money and then you don't even budget your money. It could just go bad, right? So learn to budget. If you need help with any of these, if you need help learning to budget, if you need help trying to see how much you should set aside for an emergency fund, and you need help with trying to set aside something for, your retirement fund, please do not hesitate to give me a call. Call me, email me, actually schedule an appointment to chat with me so that we can make sure that you are on the path to becoming financially fit because you want that peace of mind. At the end of the day, that's what we all want. We do not want any stress. We want to be able to take our kids to do whatever it is that they want to do without having to think twice about the cost. I mean, unless you're frugal like me, then you're really gonna think twice about the cost anyway. But like just to not have that as a stressor, So ask yourself, are you financially fit? We're trying to live our next level lives, so let's all climb that ladder and live, become financially fit. And those are just things that I think that will help you go get towards being financially fit. All right, I'll repeat them one more time. Living off a budget, saving, having an emergency fund, and saving for retirement. I think those are three good steps, three good starter points. Oh, maybe the fourth is getting out of debt. Because once you get out of debt, you have more money to do more with all this stuff. Then you have more money to put in your emergency fund. You'll have more money to save for retirement. So just start thinking about those things, you guys, because we are at the end of the 2019 quarter. This is the last quarter of 2019, the very last quarter. We about to get ready to plan for 2020. So what better way to plan for 2020 than become financially fit, or at least strive to becoming financially fit? Again, this is your girl Javita, and I thank you guys for joining me today on Wind Down Wednesdays with me. Cheers to everyone. National Liquor Day. Remember, it's National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Get those mammograms. If you have not, if you know someone who's going through domestic violence, please get them help they need. Also, if you know of anyone who has lost a kid at birth or had miscarriage, please reach out to them and let them know that you're thinking about them because it's still hard. I'm pretty sure they're all thinking about when that particular day when it happened, and it still weighs on you because it's you had a loss. You had a loss. Check on the mothers, check on the fathers, just check on everybody because everything I mentioned here goes through them as well. All right. Again, thank you. Love you guys. And I will see you. I will see you next week for Wind Down Wednesdays. But I think next week is the week that I come on at 9 o'clock instead of 8:30. But I will definitely make sure I put that out so you guys know. All right. Thanks again. Love you. Bye. Have a wonderful week.